A Working Man is a complete waste of time. Don't bother watching it. Hey yo, what's good? Welcome to The Gist. With me, Jared. The Statham Blue Collar Universe continues with A Working Man. Another tale where Jason Statham is an ex-military operative set on a path of righteous justice. Admittedly, my expectations for this movie were already very low. All I wanted was some engaging, well-shot action and combat sequences, and prepared myself for a lackluster story. Unfortunately, this movie couldn't even live up to the low bar I already had for it. It didn't seem like the film knew what it wanted to be. It's trying to be Taken, John Wick, Equalizer, and even other similar Statham movies, but fails to piece together a coherent, engaging, and entertaining story. They go for the reluctant operative angle, with hollow reasoning for why he's given up the life. They try to set up Statham as a mysterious employee who's more combat experienced than anyone suspects, until the plot deems it necessary that it's no surprise at all. They try to make the action intense and engaging, but more often than not, it's hollow and shot in such a way that you don't really get to see a full view of the combat sequences, nor do you feel the stakes. Even for me, having watched it in a Dolby-enhanced cinema. Statham's change of heart is so quick and sudden that it made the scenes leading up to it meaningless. We are told that Statham's wife committed suicide, and supposedly, that's why he's no longer a military operative. He doesn't blame himself for her passing, but her dad does blame him. And apparently, he has no money left from his extensive military career, nor a significant enough income from his construction job to fight a custody battle for his daughter. This plot point is positioned as meaningful, but is never revisited for the rest of the film. So, when the movie introduces the opportunity for him to make 5 times his current savings to find and save his boss's daughter, $50,000, he doesn't immediately jump on this opportunity. He says no to what at first is just a missing persons case. At this point in the beginning of the film, his character knows nothing of the rest of the convoluted plot, so to say no to this opportunity did not make sense. And then, just a few scenes later, it is shown that Statham feels a familial connection with his employer, and that's why after 3 days of contemplating, he decides to help out. He wastes precious time to come to the same conclusion he should have had to begin with. If he views his boss as his brother, has a deep connection with the family, and a protection promise with the boss's daughter, there is no justifiable reason for him to wait, let alone wait that long. And then the rest of the film is filled with even more questionable character decisions. Bad dialogue, rough acting performances all around, tonal inconsistency, and there were also times where the score didn't match the scenes on the silver screen. I honestly couldn't tell if this movie was trying to be a joke or a satire of the whole man on a vengeance plan genre. There are times when the movie goes for a more serious and gritty feel, but then the next scene has goofy caricatures of common character tropes that make this film a janky mess. One scene will set up a local gang harassing employees for a potentially grounded and localized vengeance tale. This is another plot point that isn't revisited at all. And then another scene introduces a mob, who of course is Russian, with over-the-top performances, character design, and functions with such ineptitude that you have to question what is going on with this movie. And did I mention the biker gang? Oh my goodness. Of course there's a biker gang. A really cliche biker gang with drug dealings that are conveniently connected to the Russian mob boss. The film also tries to introduce some kind of code of honor between Statham and biker boss, just because they both served in the military. It's a poorly executed attempt to try to add depth to Statham's character, and another one who I could care less about. Again, the tropes can be fun, but the execution of these tropes were just bad. Big dog. Yeah, the movie tried really hard to make that line work. Trope number 7 or whatever is our girl boss. The 19-year-old who got abducted is a judo martial arts champion who would have went to school on a music scholarship, but instead went for business, and goes to celebrate one semester of college with a $2,000 night out with the gals. The plot armor is strong with this one. And the incompetent siblings bring her to the buyer, the pervert customer. She bites a part of his face off, of which we don't see, and he immediately doesn't kill her, nor do the incompetent siblings. Sorry, we know little of their incompetence at this point in the movie, but it is something that is displayed later on. It seems like the bad guys were avoiding being actually bad when the scene just so happened to call for it. Girl boss also breaks away from her captors at another part of the film and strikes a powerful superwoman pose, but then gets caught again, only to be brought back to the pervert who now wants to kill her. And then in the final act of the film, she somehow knows Statham is there to save her. There is nothing set up in the earlier parts of the movie for her to come to that conclusion. It's a big leap to think that the foreman, who happens to know martial arts and might be ex-military, is actually the one causing the ruckus outside of the room you're held captive in.
Son of a bitch! You done messed up, Aaron!
This is not Statham's best work. The plot is extremely incoherent. The scenes do not flow well together, nor does the movie hold up to a cursory level of scrutiny and analysis. As much as I wanted it to be a turn your brain off and enjoy the combat kind of movie, the action sequences couldn't overcome the abysmal and nonsensical storyline. There were maybe 2 or 3 very brief combat sequences that I enjoyed, but the rest of the film is a failed attempt at the righteous vengeance movie genre. And that's the gist to some of my spoiler-filled thoughts on A Working Man. I'm very disappointed with this movie. It tried to be like too many other movies in this genre, and did not deliver an enjoyable movie-going experience on its own. What did you think of A Working Man? What blue-collar job should Jason Statham be next? Hit me up, let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. I'll catch you next time on The Gist.